Are you looking for a step-by-step guide to pacing your next sprint triathlon? If so, then you've come to the right place. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what to do during your race to maximise your performance in a sprint triathlon. Hi everyone, my name's Phil Mosley and I'm an experienced triathlete and coach. Over the years, I've raced in numerous sprint triathlons and I've developed strategies that help me become a national age group champion over this distance. In this video, I'm going to share with you my tips and strategies for pacing a sprint triathlon that will lead you directly towards success. But before I dive in, be sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on my weekly triathlon training tips. And let me know in the comments if you've done a sprint triathlon and how you paced yourself. Now, if you're aiming to race a sprint triathlon this summer, the chances are you've already put in a lot of thought into your training and your gear, but have you given your pacing strategy much consideration? Well, you should, because it can make or break your race. Most people get carried away in the excitement of race day and they go as hard as they can. Then as the race progresses, their pace gradually gets slower and slower and it feels tougher and tougher. Whereas when you pace yourself right, you feel strong and in control throughout the whole event. You'll even be overtaking people right through to the finish line. That's why to race your best ever sprint triathlon, you need to plan your pacing strategy in advance. An even pacing strategy has been shown to lead to faster times compared to going off too hard and then fading. So get this right and not only will you race faster, but you'll enjoy the event more too. Sprint triathlons usually comprise a 750 metre swim, 20k bike and a 5km run. And typically they take between 60 minutes and 1 hour 40 to complete. Despite the name, there is no sprinting involved in a sprint triathlon, so you'll need to pace yourself sensibly on race day, otherwise you'll suffer towards the end. It's important to avoid the trap of viewing a sprint triathlon as being like 3 separate races. And if you try to set personal bests in each discipline, you will blow up before the end. A sprint triathlon is one continuous race, and that's how you need to consider it when it comes to pacing. Here's how to approach each of the 3 disciplines so you can pace your next triathlon to perfection. The swimming part of a sprint triathlon is typically 750 metres or 820 yards, but they do vary. And if the swim is a wave or mass start, then you need to find your place in the group during the first minute or 2 of the swim and hopefully get in the draft zone of similar level or slightly faster swimmers. Remember that drafting behind other swimmers will make it at least 10% easier to swim at a given pace. So feel free to accelerate occasionally if it helps you get on someone's feet. Then after the first couple of minutes, you can ease back a bit and cruise right through to the end of the swim. If you're a nervous swimmer or a beginner swimmer, it's better to start off steady and stay out of harm's way and just get through the swim and enjoy it as best as you can. If your triathlon involves a pool swim, you don't need to worry about swimming on people's feet or avoiding the masses. You just need to find your rhythm and settle into a manageable pace as soon as you can. There are several ways to pace yourself during a swim, and they are heart rate, pace, and RPE. And in case you're not sure, RPE is short for rate of perceived exertion, and it's basically a descriptive measure of how hard your effort level feels. Using RPE actually works well for swimming because it saves you from trying to look at your watch all the time. So for a sprint triathlon, you'd be looking to swim at a moderately hard but sustainable effort that's maybe between 6 and 8 out of 10 on the hardness scale. However, to dial in your ideal pacing strategy, you'll need to know how fast you swim and how long you're likely to take to complete the entire triathlon. Thankfully, you can work all of this out by using the free triathlon pace calculator that's on my website. Just click on the link in the video description and give it a try. The bike section of a sprint triathlon typically involves a 20km or 12.4 mile cycle time trial, and it will likely take you between 25 and 60 minutes depending on your fitness and the terrain and the kind of bike you're riding. To save your legs, you should ride at steady power output throughout rather than in bursts of hard and easy. Your aim should be to ride comfortably hard so that you still have enough energy in reserve for a great run. Use a power meter if you have one to pace yourself on the bike, with heart rate and RPE as backup measures. If you don't have a power meter, you can just use heart rate or RPE instead. And you should pace yourself as if you were taking part in a 1 hour standalone time trial, which means riding at close to your functional threshold power or your lactate threshold heart rate. And if you don't know what yours are, don't worry. Just visit the link in the description for my triathlon pace calculator, and that'll help you create your own personalised pacing strategy for the bike section. You'll be pretty tired by the time you begin the run, and it would likely take you between 16 and 40 minutes to complete it. So don't expect to run your fastest ever 5k at this point, because your legs will already be heavy and tired. Realistically, you can expect to run between 1 and 4 minutes slower than you would do in a standalone 5k run race. However, if you pace the swim sensibly and the bike as well, you stand a much higher chance of running well. The run section is the hardest in terms of trying to predict your pacing strategy, because it depends on how hard you push the swim and the bike sections. I always recommend sticking to a sensible pacing plan in the first half of the run, and then running depending on how you feel in the second half. To dial in your best running pace strategy, just enter your details into my triathlon race pace calculator, and it will give you a useful guide to aim for. I would suggest basing your run race pace on a combination of pace, heart rate and RPE, if you can, because none of these measures are entirely reliable in isolation. Factors like wind direction, gradient and temperature can all affect your pace and heart rate, which is why it's also worth using RPE. So in conclusion, you can't expect to race your best sprint triathlon without having a pace plan. And a sensible pacing strategy will lead to faster times and save you from going too fast at the start and then fading towards the end. To create an accurate pacing strategy, you'll need to consider intensity measures like pace, power and RPE. And don't forget, you can try my free race pace calculator by checking the link in the video description. Also, if you want a sprint triathlon training plan with pace guidance, you have two great options. You can either download my free PDF training plans, which are trusted by over 100,000 athletes, or you can sign up for a 30-day free trial of Unlimited Athlete and gain access to all my 900 plans on the Training Pizza app, and you also get rapid email coach support for whenever you have questions about your training. So don't miss out, and I'll see you in the next video.